July 2015, Iranians take to the streets of their capital, Tehran, to celebrate the nuclear deal, which promised to end a decade of punitive sanctions and isolation. But 2 years later, Iranians were back on those same streets after the new US president delivered these remarks in front of the world.
The Iran deal was one of the worst and most one-sided transactions the United States has ever entered into. Frankly, that deal is an embarrassment to the United States, and I don't think you've heard the last of it.
None of the other world powers that signed the nuclear deal share this view. Even some of Trump's own cabinet members believe the deal is working. After Trump made those remarks, US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met his Iranian counterpart for the first time at the UN. The take-home message was clear.
There is no need to renegotiate parts of the agreement because the agreement is concerning a nuclear program, and as such it's delivering. We all agreed on the fact that there is no violation, that the nuclear program related aspects, which is all the agreements, are being fulfilled.
But the Trump administration feels confined by the Iran nuclear deal. Many of their political allies think the deal lifted sanctions too quickly, doesn't do enough to limit research and development of nuclear weapons, and will allow Tehran to quickly build a weapon if it wants to. Washington also wants Iran's behavior throughout the Middle East to be considered. For example, Tehran's support for Bashar al-Assad in Syria, its backing for Shiite militias in Iraq, and its alleged support for the Houthi rebels in Yemen. The White House also wants limits on Iranian ballistic missiles not covered by the nuclear deal. Decertifying the deal will likely be a part of a far more confrontational overall policy against Tehran from Washington. But decertifying the Iran nuclear deal doesn't necessarily mean it's dead. It would be up to the US Congress to reinstate sanctions on Iran, not the White House. Pulling back from the Iran deal is a big potential problem for the US when it comes to global trust. If the US withdraws from yet another international deal, especially a nuclear one, how can countries who the US may negotiate with in the future, like the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, put any faith in the White House's word? Nathan King, CGTN, Washington.